How's it going, Rasmanites? Still can't edit, but wanted to try a movie review for you and see how this goes in direct to YouTube upload form. The last few I did before I had to step away for a bit weren't so bad, so today I'm here to surprisingly talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014. Wasn't planning on seeing this at all, considering all the stories that we heard about it before it came out, but a cousin of mine wanted to go and offered to pay, so I thought, hey, I don't actually have to spend money on it. And even at that, I never thought I would be sitting here doing a review about it, but I have to say that, as the song says at the end of the movie, knock knock, you about to get shell shocked, because I actually didn't hate this. I didn't love it, don't get me wrong. It wasn't fantastic. Oh my god, it was the greatest thing ever. But I didn't hate it. Mainly because all the things that I heard that made the fans angry were incorrect. The turtles aren't aliens. The turtles are proper mutants. William Fichtner is not Shredder. He's a white male that was raised by Shredder. Shredder's still Japanese. And the biggest thing is that even with the origin changed somewhat, it still, as best it could, stayed true to the characters. So, quick synopsis is that April O'Neil is a reporter in this film, sort of an homage to the 80s series. She's played by Megan Fox, and she discovers that vigilantes are trying to stop the Foot Clan. These vigilantes end up being the turtles, who were her pet turtles, raised by her and her, sorry, created by her father and William Fichtner's character, Eric Sachs, in an experiment. So that is the big change. Splinter and the turtles were in a lab from the beginning, injected with this mutagen by Mr. O'Neill and Eric Sachs. Now, obviously, this is a huge change from the origin, but the thing that I enjoyed about it, and that also kind of made me pull out my hair at the same time, was that if they can pay attention to the fact, sorry, I'm out of practice doing these, bear with me. If they can pay attention to the fact that Mr. O'Neill is a scientist, then why didn't they just go ahead and make April O'Neil a scientist? Why did she have to be a reporter, and they had to think that the 80s series was the only, old turtles that people would recognize? So I didn't quite understand that. They were trying to do a mix between old and new. They were trying to be true to some origins and not true to the others. But they did do that, so I actually liked the way that, the plot line laid out. There's not much to talk about with the actual plot. I can give away minor spoilers here in the fact that, it's basics. Once the turtles are discovered and April discovers who Sax really is, it's just them stopping Sax and Shredder. So it's not much of a plot there, and the movie's only an hour and 45 minutes long. But, for what it was, I actually kind of understood what they were doing, and I didn't hate it. The thing that really bothered me, of course, was with this new version of the origin, with the turtles and Splinter just being created out of the laboratory, there was no real reason for Splinter and Shredder to hate each other, because there's not the backstory between Splinter's master Hamano Yoshi and Roku Saki, who is Shredder. Splinter's just a rat who was mutated, who cared for the turtles, who found a ninjutsu book in the sewer and decided, oh, I'm going to teach myself and the turtles ninjutsu, and that's how we're going to survive. So their only hatred for Shredder was that Shredder destroyed the lab that they were born in and killed April's father. So I don't know how well that's going to stand up long term to continue to give them reasons to fight. They're going to have to create new origins, probably for villains like Krang, or bring on the entire Utron race. They're going to have to, look at the Rat King and actually make him maybe a former villain that could be taken seriously. So in some aspects it's really annoying. In some aspects it's kind of interesting because of the fact that they didn't really stay true to the origin. So now they kind of have the door open to go and do their own thing. So, yeah, I'm a little bit frustrated because it should have just been a modern take on the characters that we all know and love and cherish. But at the same time, what they did wasn't as horrible as I thought. And the biggest surprise of all was Will Arnett was brilliant. Well, this wasn't the big surprise of all. Got ahead of myself a little bit there. Let me talk about some of the other performances for a minute. Will Arnett was brilliant as Vernon Fenwick. What they did with Vernon in this film, a cartoon show character that was a huge annoyance. They actually made him funny and kind of a decent dude that had a huge crush on April. I enjoyed that take on it. I actually liked Verna Thompson, the take on Vern Thompson from the cartoon series that was turned into a woman that was created by Whoopi Goldberg, but that's simply because I like Whoopi Goldberg. And there wasn't enough of this character on the screen for me to hate it. William Fichtner was good as Sax. He did a good job creating the entire film. And, so I enjoyed that. But the other problem, of course, I'm so sorry. I'm so out of practice doing these and I can't edit. Bear with me. Let me refocus here. What I'm trying to say is, again, it brings up the fact that we didn't see enough of Shredder for it to make an impression on the audience. So I didn't like that aspect of it. But the biggest surprise of all, decent performances from everybody involved. I thought the Turtles were decent voices. The biggest surprise of all, from a performance standpoint, was Megan Fox. This was the best I've seen Megan Fox act in her entire life. I didn't hate every second of her on the screen. Is she going to win an Oscar anytime soon? Absolutely not. But she didn't, completely suck in the role. So, you know, my overall impressions of TMNT 2014 basically is that it's a change in origin, but it's not, you know, oh my god, I'm gonna throw my hands up and hate every second of this. It was decent performances. I'm slightly intrigued, but I didn't like how little we saw of Shredder. I didn't like how there's almost no real history between Shredder, the Turtles, and Splinter. And I don't like the fact that it really, really kind of was almost, an attempt to be over the top and different by saying that, oh, these turtles are huge and big men and they're not, normal average teenagers just because they're teenagers. They're mutants, so they have to be big and tall and large. So that aspect of it I didn't like. But overall, good Splinter, good Turtles, decent story. So out of five, I'm going to end up giving this 2.5 to a 3. I'm not really sure exactly because I'm coming fresh off of it. I just saw it today. Maybe if I see it again, I could, pinpoint more about what I would do with it. But yeah, 3 out of 5. And I gotta tell you, you're gonna be surprised by, as I said, everything I talked about here today. There's elements of this that are likable. It's not a complete despise. Does it mean that I'm going to continue to support this franchise? I don't know. It depends on what they do with it. And am I glad that I didn't have to spend my own money on it? Yes, because I don't love it, but I don't hate it. And that's what I wanted to come on here and say today is that I don't hate it. So if you're a Turtles fan and you can see it for cheap, we're seeing. Not, amazing, but we're seeing, and I'm surprised. So let me know what you thought about it down below in the comment box if you saw it, and I will talk to you all next time. This is reality according to the Razman and the Razman style. It's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.